Have you heard of the Gygax 75 challenge? Something I used to struggle with as a game master is starting my game way too early. I'd find a cool setting, I'd find anything that I thought was kind of cool, and I would throw it in there, and then I would just get my game rolling immediately. And although that optimism isn't necessarily bad, you gotta structure it. I gotta structure that chaos just a little bit. And this specific challenge that I'm talking about is the Gygax 75 challenge. It originally was an article written by the late Gary Gygax himself in 1976, I believe. However, this specific challenge, the actual booklet itself, was written by a man named Ray Otis. So Ray, hats off to you, my friend. Hats off to you. This is a challenge that I've done before. I currently have a world called Isvog, which is just ice wall. And it is a big flat world surrounded by a big ice wall because I was inspired by those really funny Reddit flat earth things that you see sometimes. You know, the big world map where there's like Vanaheim and Eden outside of the wall. As it turns out, the maps that I actually took inspiration from are part of a world building project by a person by the name of Hypothetical Elephant on Reddit, as well as Owawewe, who is winging it 24/7 over on DeviantArt. So those are the main maps I actually saw, and I was duped into thinking that they were by real, genuine believers. This is not the case. In this challenge, there will be 5 steps, 5 of them. The first one is establish a pitch and concept, get a basic map for early exploring, create a dungeon, detail a town, and begin exploring the world. This is just to get everything up and running. We don't need to throw everything in the kitchen sink in there right off the bat. We just need for what's getting started. We just need what is needed. I'm going to move on now. We have a single week each time to get all of this done. Each week, I'm going to upload another video, kind of going through my process with the, the stuff, with the material, and then I will kind of go over what we did and how I did it, and just kind of a walkthrough to see into my mind. Because when I was making this the first time, I really thought, boy, I wish there was a series where I could just watch someone work through each of these steps. I can't make a world in just a few weeks. You're not gonna. It's just a part of it. What if I fall behind? That's okay. Just move on. Perfection is the enemy of done, though, so try and keep up. If it's not something you're super, super perfect with, I would just leave it be and circle back to it later when the whole thing is done. Really, it's not that bad. What if I want to work ahead? Don't. What materials do I need? Honestly, not a whole lot. I did it with this old notebook my mom gave me. It's like a 2023 calendar with the dates changed, and I made that into my kit and caboodle. If I had to go to bed or I was watching a movie, I didn't really want to bring up my laptop or run to my PC and stuff just for this. But if you are more, technologically inclined, you feel free to use a laptop, a Google Doc, Obsidian's great for this sort of stuff. But I just liked the feel of writing this stuff down. What if I wanted to publish the results? I don't know. Okay, I'll give a more helpful answer. Don't think about that right now. Just think about what you need to start playing. If you really want to publish the setting, you can do so at a later date. It's absolutely up to you, but you have to focus on getting your game up and running now. Do I need to read the article? No, but I did, and his personality really comes through. It's nice. You get to see his thought process behind it. You don't really have to, though. Does it only work for fantasy games? No. It does not only work for fantasy games. A dungeon could be anything. Like, a dungeon could be like a derelict space station or a haunted hospital or anything, really. And then the map could be some abandoned town, you and your buddies accidentally drove into and you ran out of gas and you have to find gas so you can get the hell out of Dodge. How much do the rules I choose matter? In my opinion, they do matter quite a bit. How the mechanics affect the world should affect everything about it, in my opinion. Like if you come with a world where everyone's magical and then you want to play something maybe not as inherently powerful or superhero-ish, like Knave, for example. There's magic in Knave, but no one can inherently cast spells unless you house rule it. If you want to run something with 5e, and 5e is a very powerful game, unless you want to make some house rules to kind of nerf the players in some sort of way, I would not make it as gritty, low fantasy, or vice versa, you know? They do matter, is what I'm saying. Finally, do I have to do the steps as written? No, I didn't. I did them out of order the first time, and it turned out okay. This is mostly just kind of like a workaround, you know? Like, you don't have to you can do the dungeon before the town, or the town before the dungeon, or if you really want to get conceptual, start with the whole world. Next week, we will be covering week 1, which is the concept. This is the part where we get our notebook, our inspiration, and our pitch down pat. I encourage you to download and support Ray Otis on itch.io in the link below to go get his thing, his booklet, his booklet. All right, we're done here.